Welcome to the Shadow Hour, a place where joy fades and the echoes of laughter become screams that never stopped. Tonight's story begins with a simple question. What happens to the places we leave behind? Parks, schools, hospitals, places once full of life, now swallowed by time. But some places don't just fade away, some remember. And this one, it doesn't want to be forgotten. Willow Creek opened in 1971, tucked into the forest just west of Cold Hollow, Vermont. It wasn't flashy, no famous rides, but it was ours. The kind of place you visited every summer, ate too much cotton candy, and went home sunburned and smiling. But behind that nostalgia, something was festering. Between 1978 and 1986, there were incidents. A ride operator fell from the Ferris wheel. A boy broke his leg on the spinning swings and claimed a man with no eyes had pushed him. Staff joked about the park ghosts, but behind closed doors, no one was laughing. Then came the Blackout Festival of '86, the night the lights died, and so did everything else. I visited the park 37 years later. The woods had taken most of it back. The entrance gate was split down the middle, like something enormous had walked through it sideways. The carousel stood crooked, a single white horse dangling by one chain, its painted smile worn to bone. Every footstep echoed like it didn't belong. I wasn't alone, but nothing moved. I brought a drone to film from above. The footage, unusable, glitched, warped, like the park rejected being seen from the sky. I started to feel watched, not followed, watched, like a crowd stood just beyond my peripheral. I found an old newspaper archive in the Cold Hollow Library. July 18th, 1986. 4 children vanished during the park blackout. Aged 6 to 9 years old. Rachel, Sammy, Dylan, and June. It happened during a thunderstorm. The lights went out, rides locked in place mid-spin, and when power returned, they were gone. No one had seen them leave. No screams, no struggle, just missing. Their parents begged the town to tear down the park, but the owners vanished too, left the state. The land was never sold. Some locals claim the missing kids' voices can still be heard on the old PA system. Others say they see balloons tied to random spots, red ones, even when no one had been there in days. One man claimed he saw 4 shadows standing on top of the Ferris wheel at dawn, but only for a second. Then they were gone. Everyone in town knows not to go near the park, but no one really says why. One elderly man, Arthur Mace, finally agreed to talk. He used to work security there. There were rooms we were told never to enter, he said. One under the arcade, behind a locked steel door. They called it the control room, but it didn't control anything, and it was always humming. He told me about a clown costume in storage that used to show up in different places, even though it was supposedly sealed in a trunk. The worst part, he said, was the mirror hall. No one could stay in there more than a minute without seeing themselves do something they hadn't done. The day the kids disappeared, Arthur swears he saw their reflections leave, but not their bodies. I went back with a friend. We brought an EVP recorder, infrared cam, and a hand crank lantern. At first it was quiet, until the carousel creaked behind us, turning slowly. None of the lights worked, yet it spun. We walked toward the funhouse. The air inside was wrong, warm, humid, like breath. The mirrors were fogged from the inside. We left the recorder running in the center hallway. When we played it back, a child's voice. We're still in line. Please let us off. Then silence. Then laughter. Dozens of children laughing, twisted, glitched, looping. My friend ran. I tried to follow, but every hallway turned back on itself. I ended up back at the entrance, heart racing. He was already in the car, locked in. Said he'd seen someone else with my face. Before we left, the power flickered across the park. No generator, no wiring, Every ride lit up, lights turned on, music returned. We watched the Ferris wheel spin with no one on it, and in the last car, we saw them. 4 children, motionless, pale, staring straight down at us. We blinked, and they were gone. Only 4 red balloons remained, drifting slowly toward the clouds. They say some places remember what happened to them, and some refuse to let go. Willow Creek never wanted to be a place of fun. It wanted to feed on joy, on pain, on memory. And if you ever hear carnival music deep in the woods or laughter when no one is around, don't follow it, because some parks never close, they simply wait. Thank you for joining me in the Shadow Hour. Until next time, don't look back at the mirror in the fun house, not if you value your reflection.